Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. It's been kind of a while since I posted my latest video, but I'm finally back with some new content for you guys. Last time I showed you how to make a modern J-pop song, and that video was very well received, so thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a Hatsune Miku Vocaloid song, loosely inspired by Dekonina and Mikito-P and other similar artists, but of course we'll be taking some creative liberties as well. I'm going to be showing you how I wrote the original demo, some production and arranging concepts, and a little bit of Vocaloid tuning. If you're watching this, you're probably already familiar with Vocaloid and Hatsune Miku, but just in case this is new to you, Vocaloid is a voice synthesis software developed by Yamaha in 2004. It began from the simple concept of synthesizing human vocals for singing, but it has now grown and evolved into a worldwide phenomenon, spanning new musicians, albums, illustrators, and even concerts. Hatsune Miku was initially released in 2007 as a voice bank for the Vocaloid 2 engine, but she has become now a global icon, having a huge influence in the Japanese pop culture and the world. Now, even though Vocaloid is technically just a software, it is more often associated with a certain sound and aesthetic, which is very distinctive, and that's the sound that we're going for today. But enough of this intro, let's get right into the music making. If you watch my previous series, you've seen that I usually start with the drums, but this time I start with a chord progression and a melody. The chords are very simple, all in root position, nothing fancy, but that's okay because we're not trying to be clever or anything at this point, we're just setting up the main foundation. After that, I just expanded on that idea and I wrote different sections for the song and a vocal melody too. And now that we have all the sections, main chords and melodies, we can focus on the production and arrangement. So let's actually start with the drums now. I used a plugin Mono Bass instead of my real bass because I was going for that MIDI program sound. And then I added some guitars. And now let's hear how all the parts sound combined for the verse. This section is very short, it's just kinda working as a build-up to the chorus. Some rising effects to create some tension. The bass is just following the drums with some occasional fills. And this is how all the parts sound combined for the pre-chorus. Now we got to the chorus. The drums in this section have a lot more movement, and they're playing this open hat pattern. There's a mini Moog layer to support the bass and make it sound fuller. I added some extra synths during the chorus to support the guitars. The rhythm guitar is just playing normal 7 chords. The lead guitar is playing some more melodic lines, but also with some funky rhythm as well. And this is how all the parts sound combined for the chorus. Now we've reached the intro, which is basically the demo that I showed you earlier. It starts with a serum plug synth, some pads, and a lead synth for the main melody. Guitars again. And bass. Also, I recorded a single note slide because I didn't like how the MIDI sounded, so I used my bass literally for just one note. And some driving drums. So we finally get to the vocals now. The first time that I listened to Hatsune Miku song, I didn't like the sound of the vocals. At the time, I thought that they didn't sound realistic enough, but I was totally missing the point since that stylized sound is what makes it special. It's similar to Totakeke's music in Animal Crossing, where his unique voice is part of the charm. That being said, it takes a lot of work to get a good Vocaloid sound, and tuning is definitely one of my weakest points, but I can still show you what worked for me and a few tips that might be helpful for you too. So first, I imported the melody that I wrote earlier into Synthesizer V. I used SimB generative AI tuning first, then I exported the SVP file, then I imported that file into an open source website called Utaformatics, which allows you to convert vocal synths into different formats, and then I selected the output as Vocaloid. And then I imported that file into Vocaloid 6. Now this is far from being perfect, but it's a great starting point. I will suggest you to be mindful of the pitch sensitivity because it was too abrupt for me. And once the tuning was done, I created more harmonies. I want to thank my friend Yu for writing the lyrics, and now I'm gonna let him explain the meaning of the song.
こんにちは、歌詞を書いたゆうです。今回の曲ではボカロっぽくとの依頼だったのでストーリー上の作詞にしました。歌詞を聞いてもらうと分かる通り、死んでしまった女の子が死神となって様々な人のところに会いに行くストーリーになってます。歌詞の中ではダブルミーニングが多く出てきてて、例えば行きたいといった歌詞も行きたいで I want to live なのか、行きたいで I want to die なのかで、聴いてる人がそれぞれ解釈できるような歌詞にしてます。こういった考察はボカロ曲ならではの面白さがあると思っているので、ぜひたくさん聴いて自分ならではの解釈をしてみてください。それでは バイ。
気だるげなこの夜に誰だって楽に行きたいし、見たことのない朝へ連れて行ってあげるわ。そうね、死んじゃったけど気づいたら黒いローブに合わないサイズ背負い、ちっぽけな心をかぶったこの布の笑顔を見せてあげるから、愛した人たちを連れてこう。お命ちょうだい来たけど邪魔ばかりね。飼っていた犬も嫌ったおばちゃんも幸せにしてあげなきゃ。怖がって泣いたってめちゃくちゃしてあげる。気だるげなこんな夜は誰だって楽に行きたいし、見たことのない朝へ連れて行ってあげるわ。首の一つが気のぬくもり、熱い両手で息を止めて誰にも気づかれるよ連れて行ってあげるわ。四十九日過ぎさまよう体浮かぶなのにしかり、お迎え来ないなら大丈夫連れて行くから。
So there you have it. I will be posting the full song on a separate video and also on streaming platforms if you want to listen to it. I know there were a lot of technical things that I didn't mention because this video would have been way too long. I'm so sorry. But I'm planning to make more detailed videos about guitar, production, music theory, and maybe even mixing and mastering too if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed the video and want to see more content like this. I'll see you next time.